welcome to News 4 Brockport. I'm Kayla Green.
And I'm Alyssa Daley. The official swearing-in of the College of Brockport's first ever female president is taking place this Friday. Dr. Heidi McPherson has already made her presence known on campus. She has regular open office hours, allowing student, faculty, and staff time to voice their concerns and speak with her directly. She also has attended various academic and sporting events, such as the annual Scholars Day and Dancing with the Athletes, where student athletes work with students in the dance department to participate in friendly competition for the purpose of raising money for charity. The actual inauguration ceremony will begin at 2 p.m. in the Special Events Recreation Center Fieldhouse. If you can't make it, the college will be live streaming the ceremony on their website, brockport.edu.
The College at Brockport will undergo some construction starting this summer. Crews will start Phase 1 of the college's North Campus revitalization project. Due to be finished by fall 2018, the project will add more greenery and pedestrian-only areas throughout the entire campus, improve signage, and replace thousands of feet of pipes and wiring. But most importantly, the project will be creating more handicapped accessible ways to get around campus.
So this new construction is going to be a huge benefit for individuals with disabilities, especially physical impairments.
That was Max Accordino, the president of the Brockport Advocates for Individuals with Disabilities, who has been involved in the new construction planning. Accordino says a gentle slope will be replacing what used to be a steep set of stairs and make it quicker and more convenient for disabled students to move across campus.
The biggest issues from a physical standpoint, infrastructure standpoint, is the curb cuts and the sidewalks now.
Accordino said that curb cuts and sidewalks are often worn away by the salt in the winter and end up becoming very overlooked. He also said that accessible crosswalks on campus are rare and that all students should have the option to choose where they want to cross the street.
There's so many places on this campus will have one or two accessible entrances, and that's it, and they consider that building accessible. But in order for it to truly be accessible, every entrance and every classroom and everything should be accessible to all students.
Accordino explained how easy it could have been to put in a ramp when the new stairs to the Union were put in, but yet this was not done. He questions the motivation behind these decisions, thinking that aesthetics are more highly considered than the needs of the students.
During construction, our biggest thoughts on that is how are students going to get around during construction? Are they having accessible routes? Is it, how difficult is it going to be whether you have a disability or not? I mean, how difficult is it to get around to get on this campus?
BAD has spoken with facilities to make sure that there will be more accessible routes, and they have been assured that there will be, although they don't know how exactly yet. Accordino encourages all students to call facilities if they see any problems during the renovations.
History professor Dr. Ann McPherson discussed her research on Puerto Rico during the Great Depression and its connection to the current debt crisis on Friday. The event is the last lecture of the library's Latin Americans 500 Years of History event series, which was a combination of presenters and activities, all celebrating a culture many students here at the College of Brockport are not exposed to regularly. Dr. McPherson's talk focused on the research she has done on her most recent book, focused on Puerto Rico from 1937 to 1941.
So as a non-incorporated territory, and there are 4 others as well, Puerto Ricans don't have any congressional representation, or at least voting congressional representation. They have no senators, and they have nobody in the House of Representatives except for a resident commissioner who can speak on the House floor, and he serves on House committees, or she, but that person cannot vote on legislation.
This was paired with the hard truth that Puerto Rico also has an overwhelmingly high debt, and because it is a colony, it does not have the same methods of paying that debt as the states do.
Puerto Rico has an enormous unpayable debt. It doesn't, because it's a colony, it doesn't have the same kind of mechanisms for resolving that debt as a state or a U.S. municipality would. And it's hitting the headlines, and Americans they don't have the context, the background education to understand what those headlines are about.
Dr. McPherson's research bluntly pointed out the reality of Puerto Rico's situation and the American government's hand in the matter.
So the Puerto Rican government obviously has responsibility here. There have been problems with corruption in Puerto Rican government. A number of very high-level politicians have been charged and convicted of crimes.
According to Dr. McPherson, the colony has no representation in the House of Representatives and cannot vote on legislation.
Puerto Ricans have been American citizens since 1917, when the federal government imposed U.S. citizenship on them, whether they wanted it or not. So it seems odd that one group of American citizens would have less rights than another group.
The Republican officials in our government are trying to repeat history by denying Puerto Rico the right to having a minimum wage equal to the federal minimum of $7.25.
Since 1983, it's been at parity with the federal minimum wage, but now because of the debt crisis, there's some discussion about allowing the governor of Puerto Rico to lower that minimum wage, perhaps as low as $4.25 per hour, to somehow resolve the debt crisis. And there are economic experts who studied this who are saying that that's not a solution to the debt crisis. The high minimum wage didn't cause it, and lowering the minimum wage is not going to solve it.
Dr. McPherson's talk easily proved that the average American does not know enough about the cultures which exist within our own borders to realize our own impact on Puerto Rico.
"Oh, Fetty, where art thou?" That was the question Brockport students had to ask last Thursday. The popular rapper was supposed to perform as part of the college's spring concert, but he pulled a no-show. As News 4's Andrew Hyman reports, there may be more to the story than we know.
A night of cheers was instead a night of booze at the Special Event and Recreation Center on the campus at the college at Brockport. Grammy-nominated rapper Fetty Wap was scheduled to perform on the night of Thursday, April 21st. Instead of the popular artist, fans were met with this.
There's big problems with the bus, with Fetty's bus. Look, listen up.
Some fans waited outside in cold and rainy conditions for nearly 3 hours just to get in. As you could imagine, the reception was not positive. Soon after the announcement at 12 a.m. Friday morning, tweets began flooding in, with many students calling out the rapper for abandoning the college and letting down the students. Criticism was also lashed towards the DJs of the evening, who lashed.
Yeah, I knew so many of my friends who literally waited like 3 hours before they actually could get in.
Same here. It's ridiculous. I can't believe he did that.
Definitely.
Main question on everyone's mind: why did he not show up? The rapper posted an apology video on his Instagram account early Friday morning, citing leg pain as the reason for him not appearing. However, as the evening came, he changed his tone and released a Snapchat video calling out the students for the backlash, and even said that he had been in Brockport but was unable to perform due to a curfew. BSG President Sean Flynn released a formal statement at a Senate meeting last Friday.
And offer our apologies for the time and money spent on this event. To compensate, we will be refunding all ticket sales.
Flynn claimed that there was plenty of communication between BSG and Fetty Wap's party, but did not receive a definite answer on why the rapper failed to show. We tried to reach out to President Flynn for personal comment, but were unable to reach him. Whether it was leg issues, a curfew, or bus issues has yet to be confirmed. Either way, the rapper known for saying 1738 was 1730 late. For News 4 Brockport, I'm Andrew Hyman.
Yeah, I knew so many of my friends who literally waited like 3 hours before they actually could get in.
Same here. It's ridiculous. I can't believe he did that.
All the classes I've taken at Brockport haven't taught me anything. Where's all my money going?
Brockport is an ice-cold tundra where it literally never stops snowing. # don't come here.
Can't wait to go to the Cirque after class. We're so lucky to have an amazing gym.
It's impossible to be happy in this cold, depressing weather.
I just need to go home and get away from this crappy place.
Always look for the positives. You are stronger than you think.
Welcome back. If you have never heard of the dance performance group known as Sankofa, well, you really should. News 4's Jordan Solcheski went behind the scenes.
The African dance performance of Sankofa will be taking the Hartwell stage once again on Thursday, April 28th through Sunday, May 1st. Seniors Shaquille Rivera and Richard Ashun, along with community member and drummer Jackie Lane, will walk us through what Sankofa means to them.
Sankofa means unity, respect, empowerment, love.
Bringing back whatever you had in the past and showing it forth in the present.
My favorite part is just being on stage and doing what I gotta do. That's my favorite part. The long hours of rehearsal. Yeah, it can be tiring and, tardiness and being on time, but when it comes to showtime, there's nothing like it at all.
It's something that will touch you in a way that you'll see everything that we've gone through in all of the movements that we do. Every smile, every hand motion, every jump, every shout, you will see all of our hard work and our emotions that all of us put into, and all the fun that we've had doing it right on stage. And I guarantee you, once you see the show, you'll probably even think about doing it yourself.
I started to come to the drumming and then getting involved with the show. It's very uplifting, and it's actually pretty powerful when you're sitting in the audience and you feel the drumming and music and dancing. It's awesome.
Dancing with my family, or my friends that I call my Sankofa family, because anytime I walk in there to rehearsal, it's just a different environment. Like, I feel like I just get drawn in, to the dancing. A lot of people, from the many years that I've been here, a lot of people say that this is the show to see. And me being in it myself, I will tell you this is the show to see in the spring.
Tickets sell out fast, so be sure to order yours soon at the Tower box office. Jordan Soldacheski, News 4, Brockport.
That looks like such a great show. I can't wait to see it.
I know, I got to see a little bit during Welcome Week, and they looked really talented.
Yeah, they really did. For seniors, the end of the road is almost here. For some, it can be either a good thing or a bad thing. We sat down with some Brockport students to get their perspective. It's April, which means seniors at the College at Brockport are getting ready to say goodbye for good. Senior David Palmer has big plans for his future.
After graduation, I'm planning on moving to Los Angeles, hopefully doing something with movies or sports, whether it be journalism or actually helping to make films or TV shows.
Senior Brandon Dixon also has big aspirations for after graduation.
I'm trying to stay in either the Rochester or Buffalo area right after graduation, doing some video editing work. I really like the ad agency life, so I'm trying to get into copywriting eventually.
Both Palmer and Dixon said their fondest memories of college include the people they have met along the way and the memories they have made. Dixon said he has kept the same group of friends throughout his 4 years, and getting closer to them and watching them grow has been a high point. As for low points, both seniors had similar views as well.
One of the things I guess I would say is that I didn't necessarily get involved in a lot of things and start doing a lot of active college things until my late sophomore, early junior year. So I guess that I didn't immerse myself and take advantage of opportunities as soon as I could have.
My first 2 years, I didn't really do much of anything. Go out, participate on things on campus, kind of just did my homework and tried to get as good a grades as possible, which, grades are important, but college is definitely a lot more than that, and I guess it took me a long time to figure that out.
When asked what advice they would give those students who are still in college, Palmer said to get involved as quickly as possible and go out and meet new people whenever there is the chance. Dixon said not to wait too long to get involved in things, but also be careful to not spread yourself too thin. He also said to figure out what you want to do pretty early and then focus your time and energy on making it happen and working with people that will help you get better.
As cliche as it is, you are only in college once, and you don't want to focus on all work now, because the moment you leave school, then it becomes all work. So definitely find the balance between fun and school, because there is a right amount, and it took 4 years, but I finally found it.
It seems like just yesterday some of them were freshmen.
I know, they grow up so fast. Well, it was a night of rock and roll as Brockport's own Screaming Eagle Records held their first ever concert. The Union Gallery in the Student Union was transformed to a concert venue as part of Screaming Eagle's Phase 2 event. The event brought in local musical acts, including Brockport students. This was a big victory for Screaming Eagle, a club that was only started 2 months ago. The event was a big success and ensured that they will be rocking on for years to come.
As the end of this academic year comes to a close, there are still groups and organizations on campus hosting events sure to fill up your campus calendar. In Fine Arts, the Music Ensemble Series is having its last performance on the Tower Fine Arts main stage, Wednesday, May 4th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Also on the main stage at 7:30 p.m., but on Saturday, May 7th, the Brockport College Community Chorus will be pairing up with the Brockport College Community Orchestra to perform Bernstein on Broadway. As always, the seniors in the dance program here at Brockport will be showing off their graduation dances. This year, they will be performing in the Hartwell Dance Theater Friday, May 13th at 6:30 and 8:30 p.m. In campus-wide events, the Brockport Wing Fest will be on Friday, May 6th, beginning at 4 p.m. in the Union Mall. The official last day of classes is May 7th, and Community Development is organizing a series of 3 service projects as a part of their One Day I Love My Park event. Students are invited to catch a ride at 9 a.m. and help out the Hamlin Beach State Park until 12 a.m. Just as a reminder, finals week begins Monday, May 9th, and for graduating seniors, commencement begins at 4 p.m. on Friday, May 13th, and 5 p.m. Saturday, May 14th.
Well, that does it for this evening. From all of us in News 4 Brockport, have a great night.